Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another day of SEA Dota. We are back with the Galaxy Battles qualifiers. New Beginning versus Geek Fam. This is the upper bracket match. If you tuned in yesterday, then you know. Both of these teams managed to beat out their opponents in a 2-1 series. New Beginning up against Clutch Gamers, and Geek Fam actually up against Execration. Perhaps a bit of an upset win, so definitely a squad to look out for. We'll see whether they can replicate that success today. And New Beginning, actually one step ahead of them. Geek Fam, they've relied on the Ogre Magi. Picked up first in two of their games and third in the third game, incidentally. And New Beginning just say, hey, that's your go-to hero, we're just gonna take it away from you right from the get-go. My name is Dragon Drop, happy to bring you this game. Without a co-caster today for the time being. So it's a bit unfortunate, but hey, we're gonna make the best of it regardless. I've got my coffee. And I've got some good Dota in front of me. Tiny, well, still making an appearance. Geek Fam, another one of their go-tos, you could say. In this qualifier, there's two groups. Each one team advances from each group to the second stage of the qualifiers. And New Beginning of Geek Fam, if they win this series, then they'll only be one win away from being that team to qualify. The loser will drop down to the lower bracket. We'll face up against the winner of Clutch Gamers versus Execration, the losers match, and that'll be happening as a second series today in about 3 hours time. So do stick around for that. But for now, we have a full best of 3 to go through to get to that point. Silencer picked up together with the Tiny, so a little bit of a combo break already, and also something that they played the other day. I believe Play Hard was on that particular hero. And the Disruptor now to try and control up that Tiny. Gotta say, March has been playing extremely well in that hero yesterday, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see him go ham again today. Especially just with the usage of the toss. I think he's been maxing that out together with the Aval. Not sure actually. Not sure what the exact progression was. Definitely was a toss max. Yeah, no, tree grab, Tauros, tree grab. It depends upon tree grab, then max toss, then max avalanche. Those the build in game number 1. Game number 3, where he played it. Hang on. Really want to know, but I misclicked. Anyway. Very interesting to see how teams start to figure out that particular hero with all the changes, especially with the patch as well in 707C. Got nerfed and buffed to some extent, right? You lose out on a lot of extra damage from the grow, but in return you get that extra armor to work with. You don't necessarily have to go for these stat items like Sounding Asha and whatnot, so fun hero to watch and see how teams find new ways to use them. Haven't seen any of these SEA teams use the Morphling yet, so that might be another one of these to look out for eventually. Maybe not from these teams, but kind of a crazy hero these days too. Alright, there's Medusa. Again, so far so good. Same old from both teams, I want to say. Yeah, New Beginning. Again, the Ogre is a bit of a counter pick, but they've picked it themselves like once or twice in the last couple of drafts. And Disruptor is also a hero that they've played before very recently. That's in fact in the game that they won up against Clutch Gamers in game number 3 as well. Question is where do you go from here? Do you want to go down the mana burn route with something like an anti-mage Phantom Lancer up against the Medusa? I'm not too worried about it with the Disruptor already being able to control her up a little bit with the Static Storm. Make sure that if you go on her, then she can't use that Stone Gaze to try and get out. Not sure if that's enough to rely on though with the Silencer. It's always a bit of a question mark, and even the Tiny, right? If you go Shadowblade and easily pick up heroes like Disruptor and Ogre Magi eventually as well. Ogre very tanky early on, but eventually he will still die to this kind of combo. Definitely want something right-clicky, so anti-mage wouldn't be the worst there. Alternatives for the middle lane would also be maybe something like a sniper. OD wouldn't be the worst. There's plenty of options here for New Beginning to try and find a way. So don't just have to worry about the Medusa, you also have to worry about the rest of their heroes. What else they want to pick now, so. Taking some time to think about it. 10 seconds left on reserve, and it is going to be the Night Stalker. Actually still in the pool, which is a bit surprising. So it's the Beastmaster actually, now that I look at it. Yeah, Geek Fam already with the Tiny probably picking up that offline role. Might not see that, even though I wouldn't really hate it. I can perhaps run the Tiny as a 4 role instead. Silence as 5, Medusa mid or safe lane, then you'd still have room for Beastmaster just to have that extra bit of pushing power. Game you also can't go back for the Gyro Ranger, it's been banned out, so that's how the one game number 1 yesterday up against Execration. Kind of interesting how that worked out, so if you missed that, go check out the VOD of that game in particular. Yeah. Other than that, I would still be looking for another support, as well as the safe lane on mid, and okay, that is the Clockwork. Probably gonna be that 4 role instead. Interesting to see these kind of heroes picked up so late in the draft, but actually opens up Beastmaster for New Beginning. Again, wouldn't be the worst hero for them either, I would say. Get the Night Stalker to... If you add the Beastmaster on top of that, you're just gonna dominate the Vision game. With or without a Clockwork Rocket, but okay, it is the Anti-Mage. So, you gotta wonder, hey, we plan to pick Medusa, but we don't ban out the Anti-Mage. Do we have some sort of plan against it? And Silencer does work to some extent, but only up to a point where Anti-Mage gets the Manta style. After that, Geek Fam have precious little to actually lock him down with right now. Even the Clockwork doesn't really help all that much. Till he gets to level 25 maybe and has that lower interval duration on the battery assault, which is absolutely hilarious, but again, even that, the Manta style will probably help you with considerably. So right now this is a good AM game. Also definitely force Medusa into a Lincoln Sphere. Probably, I don't know. Maybe not Lincolns, but BKB perhaps in this game, because there's a lot of those Raptors to worry about as well. Organ Magi control, Night Stalker just very annoying with the mischance and the slows and everything and the silences. Might actually be a BKB game for Medusa, which is not ideal. It's not exactly the type of item that you want to build on that hero. But depending on how the game goes, might not have a choice. Okay. Hyper banned out, yeah. New Beginning still looking for the mid hero. They do not have the very last pick going into this, so Geek Fam will be able to decide, okay, do we want to run the Medusa in mid against whatever they want to pick up? Or do we just send a Medusa safe and pick up another hero? So it's always the advantage of having that last pick. And New Beginning, what do they need? I feel like they need something classic like a co-op. Puck is still in the pool. Never mind, it's been banned out in first phase. Something like that to provide a little bit of extra magical burst, because they have a lot of control between the heroes, but they're lacking this kill potential. Shadow Fiend would also come to mind, can also benefit greatly from the Bloodlust. Something that they've also kinda lacking, apart from the Anti-Mage. Hey. Animats, have you guys read the patch notes? Because that hero's bad now. At least that's the consent. But, I believe it's here that you want to run the Medusa against. Geek Fam maybe now regretting that they banned out the Sniper. Okay. What do you do against that now? Maybe just Viper, honestly. Counter cancer with cancer, essentially. Poison with poison. Can actually be so bad. Like, corrosive skin, extremely useful against what New Beginning have for the most part. Break, could be useful against the anti-mage just to get that extra bit of magic damage. This is the Queen of Pain, alright. Also late dominating hero up against the Venomancer. Unless New Beginning want to mix things up quite a bit. And it's not a Venom mid, which I do not believe is possible in this draft. Yeah, Yamate picking it up. Okay. New Beginning, pull out the Venomancer. We're really not sure about this. Really not sure. It's a lot of damage, yes, but it's damage over time. They have a lot of that already with Disruptor Ogre Magi, but they don't have too much saving potential. They don't have a lot of sustain just on in terms of their heroes. As with the Queen of Pain, with the Clockwork, Geek Fam, and even the Tiny for that matter, they have a lot of ways to just go in, blow up one or two heroes, and then go from there. And that's the point. New Beginning. For sure, you can still throw out your spells. Maybe you bring people low, but can you still win a fight with that? I do not believe so. That being said, though, with the Night Stalker on the field, at the very least, you have the potential to just take over the early game to a point where that doesn't really matter. We can just brawl the entire time, essentially, and leverage that the damage over time early on. Try and buy enough time for the anti-mage to get big. And with the Queen of Pain, that's one thing that doesn't, the one hero doesn't really provide you with too much up against anti-mage unless you go for a quick sacrifice or something like that. Alright. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Geek Fam versus New Beginning. The upper bracket match here in the Galaxy Battles SEA Qualifiers. My name is Dragon Job, happy to bring you this game. And here's to see whether we'll see any early action here this time around. Play how to say, Dust of War doesn't up to throw it down just yet. Just see Ferocious here. Right, so putting him safe lane. Is that what's happening? Oh yeah, they switched Yamate on the anti-mage now, so mid AM. I do not believe that to be amazing in this game. Gambler is gonna be the safe lane Medusa. It is that mid co-op. You have to expect that. Okay, 2 for 2 rune exchange, pretty standard. And I mean, alright, so it's not a 1v1, right? It's a 2v2 in mid for the most part. So if NJ is spending some time, who's it going to be matched up with? Ollie? It's also pretty decent on Silencer actually. It's just harassment with the Arcane Curse in lane. Even just Glaives of Wisdom. And I don't know. I'm not a fan of New Beginnings strategy here, to be quite honest with you. And Venomancer just dies, and Image at least doesn't die. Maybe that's the idea. It's actually Ling who's taken over this this mid roll for the first couple of minutes. But look at him already. Supposed to be tanky, but it's already down to half health just with one round of spells and a couple of right clicks. Yeah, so I'm gonna exchange some spells. On Silence's level 2, you have to use this Arcane Curse to work with probably. Scambler actually alone in the off lane. Not what I expected. Play hard also already. Quite a bit of harassment damage himself. Doesn't want to eat for all the tangos, so it goes back to base. Leaving Scambler alone there, which means March actually in a safe lane position here on this Tiny. So a little bit more priority towards him. Which can backfire as well, but I think the idea behind that is to just make sure, alright, Tiny, you're gonna have an impact earlier on with these levels. And that farm, while Medusa, well, you can always catch back up later. There's some really good farming mechanisms here with the new split shot and whatnot. think that's the idea behind that. Just have the Medusa as more of a late game insurance rather than trying to get her up to crazy amounts of net worth early on. If you're looking to match an anti-mage, probably working out in that sense. I don't know. Well, Boone will not be there. What? Okay. My bad, guys. I did not expect him to die right there, but yeah, okay. Looks like he was greedy for the rune and did a little bit too much damage. Glimpse back. Expecting something to happen in mid, but as long as Yamate holds onto the blink, he should be fine. Same for Chuan, obviously. Top lane. Margin, a little bit more pressure now. He's been up against offlane Night Stalker for the longest time, so one thing that this does is also make sure that the Night Stalker has a lot more love. What? Okay, that was a little creep, didn't I? Wait, no in-game audio? Oh shit, I just noticed that too. How is that a possibility? Hang on, guys. That is really odd. Okay, hang on a second. Gotta re-add that audio. Okay. It's another kill because of it. Alright. We should have in-game audio now. Sorry guys, I do not know why that was a thing. I don't know. Kinda like OBS Studio, but using it for a second time today now, and apparently it has some kinks of its own. It worked fine, just fine yesterday with all the audio settings, but hey. Apparently it didn't carry that to today for some reason. Right, Yamate actually kind of winning mid lane. Not necessarily winning. He's falling behind most nice, but keeping up terms of last hits at the very least. So, which is kind of impressive, but he's level 3. I wouldn't be too surprised to see him max out the spell shield a little bit more, like 1 or 2 more points into it, just to be able to withstand that Shadow Strike spam a little bit better. Same time as Medusa down bottom, also not having the worst time either. Matching with Ferocious Seer, who's kind of being left alone. Top lane, alright. The follow-up stun onto Tiny, just looking to try and bring down. Toss back onto the towers, all he TP's in. With the Avalanche, maybe they can make a trade happen here, but Night Stalker pretty damn tanky. Is it tanky enough? Arcane Curse taking him out, but not enough. Ooh, so close. That region helping him out quite a bit there. Could have been something, but yeah, Night Stalker with this amount of early levels at nighttime, always gonna be very hard to deal with. Okay. Ferocious here down bottom. Okay, so again, one of the reasons why Medusa is doing quite well here is that Venomoth is kind of being left alone. Not necessarily a situation that he's not used to. So it's alright for him. He's still gonna get his levels, and we should be able to manage to secure a few CS here and there. And levels are the most important part of this here anyway. Lando again. NJ and Ling. Thinking about setting up for something onto Chuan, but not sure if he can actually grab the kill unless he force out a blink. Maybe with the disruptor. But yeah, level 3 can get that secondary point into the glimpse. Have the extra range available. But blink range still pretty damn far on the Queen of Pains, so it's still unlikely that's gonna be enough. Ferocious here down bottom, play hard. We'll find him inside the cards, so that'll work out. We'll try to find an impact. The first kill for him in this game. 6 minutes in, so not exactly the best scoreline just yet. He is level 4. Still has some catching up to do as far as pole positions go. But Apart from this Venom Monster down bottom, he doesn't have a lot of good lanes to gank. Night Stalker up top at this point. During nighttime is not pretty much impossible. He can always fly out of the cogs. Tank enough to not really care about the bit of damage that he can do in the meantime. The one that he can go on is Ferocious Seer down bottom. He's been playing very defensively. Into max out the ward and spending those out. At this point, they become impossible to deal with, right? By the time you bring one down, another one pops up and gonna take a lot of damage in return. Well, Geek Fam, they respond to that. They, hey Medusa, can you farm the jungle? Sure, why not? Clockwork, I'm gonna just soak some experience here, but I have to abandon this bottom lane in terms of trying to put on pressure. Again, just happy to farm up on the Queen of Pain as well as the Tiny up top. But speaking of Queen of Pain, NJ does have the silence available, but Yuan, pretty good positioning here. He's keeping to the right hand side because he knows that with an offlane Night Stalker, you see him missing a lane. Okay, having that bottom play hard, actually gonna die hard here. Does find Link inside the card, so it'll be the trade, especially with the snake bouncing through. Almost worth it here with a kill for the Medusa, honestly. If it was a kill for the Medusa, but it's actually play hard, still gets that with I don't know what, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if he gets the kill. Not damage over time or anything. But yeah. Guess the big story is still gonna be this Tiny. On top of the Queen of Pain, who both of them have had a pretty decent time. Sure, March died once, but sitting very high in the net worth chart, and in fact, top of the net worth chart, despite not having the highest CS. So, just the nature of having Night Stalker in the offlane. Eventually, he's gonna have to want to. He'll want to roam around at nighttime, regardless of whether he's offlane or whether he's the 4 position. So you're gonna have that extra free space. Bottom lane, play hard. Well, it's not giving up, I'll give him this that much. Ferocious Seer does have 15 stick charges to work with here, does throw it out. March also making rotation to try and make that a little bit easier, and they will secure the kill with it. Geek Fam might still lose the Clockwork play here, a lot of damage over time on him. Venom scale on level 1 though, I believe, and yeah, will not be enough. Not the big manly build, where you just max out the poison sting as well as the venom scale. So as long as you can get away from the wards, you should be all fine.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Ollie taken over top with March rotating out. He might get gone on though. Ling wrapping around. And yeah, I pop him the nighttime ultimate for that. Slowing him down, trying to make it to the tree line, but can't quite make that work with the extra flying vision. Very straightforward kill. No counter rotations here. Chuhan actually committing hard for this rune. Yama taking quite a bit of mana drain, and he did put that second point in the spell shield, still maxing out the mana break afterwards. Then eventually the blink. Kind of been static farming this middle lane too, and very successful. Didn't necessarily expect that, to be quite honest. I mean, also expected some more rotations from the Clockwork towards the middle lane perhaps. Try and at least zone him out, even if you can't kill him. But as a result, Yamate is actually sitting at 4.2k net worth himself.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
A level behind the Queen of Pain. Also because he's had a lot of help himself in this middle lane, so it's still gonna be a while until he's gonna be impactful, but same can be said about the Medusa. Top tier 1 has been taken down by Ferocious Seer. Of course, Catapult also helping out quite a bit. Now Medusa will be able to take that over. Can't really give too much space to the Venom Monster like that. I mean, if you leave him to his own devices, he will bully down tower after tower. Move from lane to lane, but for now, bullying. Hotshot will be committed here onto the anti-mage, follow-up control, but they have enough here, they do indeed. +2 for Ollie. Very quick kill with everything, including the kitchen sink. Middle glimpse back on play art. Deep in from Venomancer. Wants to try and turn things around a little bit. But toss again defensively here onto the Queen of Pain. But Ling also coming through. They're still connected with the Gale. Now the Static Storm. Very disruptive here. Chuan still has the blink on the side. They want to continue to fight up a little bit longer. Arcane Curse and 4 heroes. What level is that? Max level. So can it turn into more here? Ollie, can he get that extra kill? No, he cannot. The rest of the team will have to take care of that. March just playing with the Ogre. They do bring down Ferocious here, but if you has gotten the deny off, so now, well, you bring down if you in exchange together with NJ. So, Björn, Scambaloo, March. This Tricore lineup from Geek Fam will be able to get a few exchange kills here, and they only lose their support. So overall, still a very good exchange for them indeed, especially considering that the Intimate was the first one to die. A little bit unfortunate though that Ollie didn't stay alive, but just a little bit longer for at least the Venomancer death. He can, or that kill, I should say, so he can get some more intelligence. But hey, what can you do? Big ol' Ancient stack. Medusa has that to look forward to. Almost max out with the split shot, and was already farming up a different Ancient stack together with that hard camp at the same time. So, the benefit of having the Medusa, you can start farming up like that very much earlier on. That being said though, Yamate not too far away from a Blink Dagger. About 1,000 gold now. There's also team the skin ahead, make sure that no one's waiting for them on the high ground. They're smoking up, plopping down wards, looking to gank this poor Silencer, and all 4 heroes around him. They're only showing 3, and it'll be very easy, but Geek Fam want some more. They can glimpse back Scambaloo to try and isolate March, but hey, look at this, play hard. Coming from side at the same time. March can still throw out an Avatar's combo if he finds a toss target. For now, the only Avalanche quite connecting. Play hard, dropping very low, but not low enough. Even NJ gonna have to do it, but do we want to commit here? Tausha following, he does get a nuke down. Now the blink in from John, he might pay with his life for it. Or use the fly, just some stick charge to work with. Still pretty damn speedy. With the DD rune on Queen of Pain, only 2 points up in the blink though, you cannot actually catch up to him. They're just walking out. Not exactly what Geek Fam had in mind there, but well played from new beginning as well. Just make sure that if you didn't commit for the initial kill on the Silencer, just staying in smoke, getting an immediate glimpse out. They still get that secondary kill, not on a March, as we're looking for, but at the very least the Clockwork. Speaking of Clockwork, it's going to get brought down again here, silenced and slowed, and right click that. 11 on the Venomancer. Max out Plague Wards, max out Poison Sting, that starts to hurt. Once he maxes out that Venomous Gale as well, it's gonna get even worse now. Well, it's full on Gang Squad, Yamate even joining in onto the Silence, and again, Geek Fam is the ones who, they're the ones who are trying to respond to this. It's still nighttime, March kind of being blocked in into this particular direction. And it's Plague Ward, so he's having some issues with that. This is what New Beginning was looking for in their draft, this early pressure play. Look for pickoffs, make Geek Fam react to you. And so far it's been working out. And this anti-mage not necessarily as much of a farming anti-mage just yet. So Yamate's been joining into some of these fights, 3 assists on his belt. So just now we get some really easy farm down bottom. Or should be easy farm, that is. To finish up that Battle Fury, and that's the point where you can start contest some of these stacks that they're still there, but I believe all the ancient stacks have been taken care of. Scambaloo still ahead on top of his network by about 2k. Once that Battlefield comes out, maintaining that kind of leads, that'd still be possible just with the split shot. At the same time, we all know how quickly anti-mage can farm, and Medusa does not have that mobility from a blink to go from camp to camp as the anti-mage does. That's interesting. Daytime smoke, where they do have the Night Stalker ultimate available to work with. There it is, Battlefield completed. I'll just be looking to try and bait out the anti-mage a little bit. There's a lone Medusa here. Geek fam? Yeah, they do not do not get this at all, but TP is coming through. Actually, get that Stone Gates off. Scamlu's still very much alive and kicking. Ling, very low, gets tossed on by Snake Lady. Snake Lady, you're just landing on your face, not really healthy. And now ultimate community onto NJ. Juan just tried to run him down, and with a haste rune, this time he can actually do that. So this should be a secondary casualty eventually. That is. I'll go down as well. Maxing a toss and 3 grabs seems to be the way to go for March at the very least. One mid, okay. That was a hook shot, alright. Player's gonna die to this. Glimpse back onto Chuan, does have another blink available. That'll be absolutely fine. So 1-for-1 trade here. I want to say worth it because, well, it's a core Venomancer up against your Clockwork. But still, this tower is just a Venomancer effect. It's been able to set up here for a while. It's down to 250 health points now. And they've yet to claim the tier 1 mid themselves, so Geek Fam on the verge of losing that bit of map control. Where's March at? There's something coming on the courier. Shadowblade, alright. This is the point where it becomes interesting. Shadowblade, almost max Avatar's combo. Unfortunately, that was scouted out immediately under that Radiant Ward. So they know what's coming. Will they still walk into it? Now they're expecting it. Up down a sentry in mid. Waiting for him to maybe come up there. But at the same time, also grouping up the smoke. One would think they would smoke. No one actually... Ah, there it is in the backpack just coming out. A little bit missed timing there, perhaps. Standing around for a couple of seconds. This is more time that you're off the map for the most part, and this ward might have even caught that. I'm not 100% sure. But new beginning, they had enough information to go on to know, hey, something's amiss. They've been missing for quite a while. Ferocious here might still be dropping down. Smoke will break, the hook shot. Baked out, and there it is. Now finds the angle as the creep dies, they just blow up. The Venom before I can even get a chance to pop the ultimate. Was coming off cooldown just now. I'll finish off the tower too. Glimpse back in the Stag Storm onto Clockwork. He'll be very happy to tank that, but doesn't even die to this. No further follow-up here, apart from a 1 point up in the Fire Blast. Now the Arcane Curse. John following up here, a couple of right clicks with the rockets. Just joshing, guys. Not committing too hard, just make sure that the supports do not stick around too long. But the downside is anti-mage, doing anti-mage things up in the top lane. Even if they would lose a tier 2 tower, which doesn't even look like they will, gonna take equal damage up top, and yeah, keep them. They want to have none of that. Let's respond to it immediately. That's what it came for. Core kill. Don't lose a hero, get a tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gold remains.
Oh. Play hard, yeah.
Who's stocks there?
Probably for the best backing off there. One for Rune might just be run down. At the same time, he's pretty decently tanky at this point. He's going for the pipe build-up. It's an absolute necessity up against the Venomancer. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a secondary one eventually. Or perhaps even a Silencer if Ori can somehow manage to make that farm happen, but might also want to go towards a Glimmer Cape or a 4-star. So plenty of utility items these supports can look towards. And Chuan, not going for a quick Cypher or anything, instead has the classic Orchid. So it's still a good item this game, obviously against the Ogre, the Disruptor, and even the Venomancer, just being able to blow them up a little bit quickly. Not gonna have a huge timing against the Anti-Mage though. He's about to finish up his Metastar, another 1300 gold or so. So when he has that sounds cool. Not really be something that he cares about, but Venomancer for now still does. But speaking of silence, there it is. Disruptor ultimate now together with the Poison Nova. Geek Fan, they have to back off here. A couple of TPs out to still get the kill on Venomancer with a +2 on Ollie. Glimpse back and play hard. So once again, the Clockwork will be the casualty eventually here. Now the Connect Fail even catches up the Silencer. So, ports will fall. again, in exchange for the Venom Answer, but also in exchange for some free damage up top, Yamate. Pushing a creep wave all the way up to the tier 3 tower. Catapult is in the middle. Gonna get a few hits off here. And overall, you can't help but conclude this is going in favor of a new beginning. Venomance is playing the sacrificial hero, but he's still sitting at a pretty decent net worth. He has that Midas going, he has the Hurricane bag. And he's still doing things. As long as he can get a few spells off in a fight, he'll have an impact. And his job is not to be the ultimate carry, that's Yamate's job. He's the anti-mage. Little 15s, minus seconds, 2 seconds in a blink cooldown. Down to 4 now in total. About to have the Manta style after it's taken in for a little bit. Macho look for a pickup before that happens. At the very least, he'll be soaking some experience. Don't think he can solo kill Yamate at this point. He's gonna try, and well, he's not solo. The silence just before the Manta style can come out, and they quickly blow him up with a glimpse back. And now, okay, just walking out of the kinetic field though. Not passing up. John actually blinking back in. With the toss, yeah, they want to go for this. Stun comes through, Static Storm as well, not connected to be able to follow now. Play hard to try and control the Venom Answer, but, well, once again, this time it's the Queen of Pain caught in the middle of that. Much more tanky now. Scambaloo, the rest of Geek Fam finally coming in. The Link will be the casualty, more than likely here with another toss. Another -2. Three's the one finishing him off. NJ barely able to get out of there. Again, Geek Fam, forced to be reckoned with, even with Yamate doing so well. It was just short of Manta style, like he just needed to basically wait for a couple of seconds near the secret shop, wait for the money to tick in, or even farm these noodle camps. I don't know if he already did that or not at the time. See one of these last hits? I don't know. NJ actually coming in, they want some revenge. Ollie might be an easy target here unless they want to turn around. They do indeed. Silence of Mental Stone Gates, but there's a Mental Stealth Medusa Zone. Now, actually turning this around, the Cogs on 2. Anti-Mage forced to blink out, and there's the toss onto the Cogs. That's backfired very fast in the beginning.
Tis mine.
But yeah, Intimate now is the Mental style, so this same kind of kill shouldn't really be possible. Because part of the reason that was possible again was because of that Orchid silencing up the Intimate. He had no way to dispel it, so he couldn't blink out. What was supposed to happen again? Roshan though, well, he's down. A good position play out up on the top side. Keeping an eye on things. Be able to secure that without contest. Alright. So. Geek Fam. They've hit their timing really well. Kinda crazy how one single kill can lead to this much, right? I mean, led to a follow-up team fight now. A hookshot onto Venomancer. Fox, I think he tried to go for the pushback. Hurricane Pike will get him out of it though, and March, still being slowed down, does get the combo off. Hiroshi, I think he realizes that he just needs to set up for the Intermage. Coming through onto Marchi, the ultimate is available. Not quite enough damage, not the biggest mana pool, it's tiny. But a kill's a kill regardless. House been denied as they try to get out of there. NJ still looking for more targets, though he can fly across. But Geek Fam already far enough away, maybe. Grim's back actually provides the vision into static field and kinetic. Static storm and kinetic field, that is the right words. And Scambaloo continue to fight here. He has Manta, he has Stone Gaze and the edges, so he doesn't really care at all, despite two of his team already in the grave. And now Ling actually isolated himself a little bit from the rest of his team. There's Hookshot available for play out in case they need it for now. Well, gets a rune deny at least, so that's something. That'll be a free one for Chuan. Bit of a setback there for Geek Fam, with the Tiny going down in particular. Very awkward position there. go on the Venomancer. Clockwork didn't quite get the pushback because he had to like weave through the trees.
Bottom tower is
With a pushback control into the combo from Tiny immediately. Maybe they get that kill before he can get his spells off. At the very least, they're in a better position to then retreat towards the tower and towards the rest of the team. And respond to the anti-mage. Albert in the works for Venomancer. Like that decision. Some ways of controlling up the Medusa, and that's something that you cannot get rid of with the spells.
Radiant's middle tower
Alright.
is under attack.
Still though, it is a Medusa with Aegis. Let's not underestimate that. It's also Medusa with 18k net worth. Dragonlance, Linken's, Manstyle, mostly defensive items. Butterfly also kind of fit in that bill. See what up next, but obviously a very hybrid item. Does provide you with a lot of DPS on agility heroes in particular. Aegis, still have 2 minutes left on it, so they just came to tier 2. You can still try and find a high ground timing window with that. And be that they don't want to sit on their asses. You're in the jungle for the time being. Again, there's just a bunch of Heaven Night Stalker, even Venomancer. I was talking about the Vision earlier. Needs to use his Midas though, which is a different issue. I was talking about the Vision earlier, obviously also with the Ward Spam. You're able to maintain quite a bit of extra vision with that.
Worthy tribute. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright,
Radiant's
that is the high ground push that we were looking for. Link out from Tiny, so try and dodge the Ignite. Link, well, pops the Lincolns. But again, Scambaloo, he doesn't care. He knows that the age is about to expire anyway. Static Storm, he's tanking that up too. He's very happy with dying. Now, in the backlines coming in, NJ trying to do something here. Didn't quite get the kill. Yamate is sending the illusions forward. And now, there's the Stone Gaze. We'll get rid of those. And yeah, looks like EFAM will just be able to muscle down to see if we tower. Do they want to go for more? Apparently not. Not that Aegis, they don't feel comfortable enough. Everyone, pretty much everything was still available for NV, but oh, nicely done. Play hard. Trying to TP out now, but yeah, okay, there's still enough cancels. But hey, it was a bait! Global Silence coming through, March with the combo. Venomancer almost dead here to treat us.